Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Justin with SCENTS. I have got 10 fragrances that are perfect for summer evenings. These are great date night fragrances. These are great for maybe an outdoor event or going to dinner with family. They're really fragrances that work in the summer, but maybe they've got a little extra heft or a little extra sweetness that makes them really ideal for the evening. So we're going to go ahead and dive right in. As we do, I would ask that you would subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that. Around 90% of you are not subscribed who watch these videos. So go ahead and click the little button there and you'll get a notification every time I upload every few days. Also, let me know down in the comments what are some of your ideal summer evening or summer date night scents. I'd love to dialogue with you a little bit in the comments. All right, let's dive right in with one that is a superstar summer evening fragrance, one that I've been on the lookout for since it came out. I saw it come in at a good price and went ahead and pulled the trigger. This is Le Parfum by Jean-Paul Gaultier. You know, JPG has been one of my favorite houses. I rarely ever smell anything from them that I don't like a lot. The original Le Beau is a little fresher than this one. This one has, in the opening, you've got some pineapple and some iris and some ginger. Of course, you've got the tonka bean and coconut, which really make this one, you know, that characteristic kind of Le Beau feel. It's got a little more strength, a little more sweetness than the original, but there's no question it's got some of that DNA. There's even something that'll remind you a little bit of the original Le Male and even a touch of Le Male Le Parfum. So there's just little sprinklings of other JPG fragrances. It's a great scent and one that is really made for summer evenings and date nights, that kind of thing. Next up, we're going to go with one that is a clone of sort of a, you know, legendary fragrance at this point. It is a clone of La Nuit de l'Homme, and this one is called Poker Face by Ted Lapidus. And it really is a great clone of La Nuit de l'Homme. You've got that aromatic cardamom sweet vibe that you get with La Nuit de l'Homme. The difference is this one, your aromatics like your lavender are increased a little bit. So it's a slightly more aromatic version of La Nuit de l'Homme. I think that makes it a little more versatile and a little more suitable for warm weather, but on a date night or even, you know, a milder summer day, this one is really going to shine, and it's a great price as well. I think I got this for like 25 bucks on Amazon, so it's a great pickup. Good performance too for that DNA, which doesn't always have great performance. All right, next up, we'll go with another one that is just a legend at this point. One of the best-selling fragrances of probably the last 20 years. I'm talking about just the original Invictus by Paco Rabanne. It has been imitated, it's been cloned, it's been mimicked, but the original is still just wonderful in the right setting. I personally don't think that it's too youthful. I know several guys in their 50s or even 60s that wear this, and I usually don't know what it is whenever I'll smell it on someone. I just think, man, that smells amazing. It smells different on different people. But, you know, this is, it's definitely got some sweetness, often called kind of a bubblegum sweetness. To me, it reminds me a little more of like a grape bubblegum. It's also got a little bit of an aromatic feel, a little bit of a freshness, a slightly almost aquatic vibe. This is a great fragrance that you can't go wrong with. Pretty versatile. I'm talking about the original Invictus. Don't go crazy on the sprays because it does have some strength. All right, next up, we're going to go with one that is a flanker of Versace Eros. And again, I would say that this one is kind of perfect for summer evenings. I'm talking about Flame, Eros Flame. And so probably the bottom half of this fragrance is the Eros DNA. You've got vanilla, you've got lavender, you've got a mintiness, although it's a little different in this one. This one you've got some different aromatics like rosemary, and you also have some orange on the top, and that herbal feel is real. And mixing with that orange as well as kind of that aromatic sweetness of the original Eros, This is just a fantastic fragrance. It has been discontinued from what I've heard, but you can still find it everywhere for a good price. You might want to pick it up before it's gone. All right, next, I'll go with one I've featured a lot on my channel because it's probably the best $36 I've ever spent. This one is just beautiful, super versatile all year round, and it shines in something like warm weather in the evenings. I'm talking about the Original Icon by Dunhill. And this one is often described as having kind of a fizzy or sparkly kind of grape soda sort of opening, which it does. And I love that, this fruity, sort of neroli brightness in the opening, but there's also a little bit of darkness in this one. There's a little bit of woods, there's a little bit of leather. And so you get that bright fruitiness, but then really right when you spray it, you get a little bit of heft and a little bit of darkness, a little bit of touch of earthiness that makes it just glorious. I've heard that some people compare it to Terre d'Hermes. I don't get that at all. It doesn't have that sort of, dirty or earthiness kind of quality that Terre d'Hermes has from vetiver, but it does have, bright fruitiness and a little bit of that earthy darkness. You would probably love this fragrance just in general if you like sweeter fragrances that are kind of versatile. All right, talking about sweeter fragrances that are kind of versatile, this one is the only niche fragrance on the list, but it's a Mancera, and you can often pick them up at designer prices. I think I paid about $60 for a 60 ml, a 2-ounce bottle of Oud Lemon Mint. And it really should be called, Oud Almond or Lemon Almond or something, because almond is a major player in this, and it's an almond with some heft and some sweetness. You do have a touch of mintiness and you do have a touch of oud, but mostly what you're going to get is sort of a bright, sweet lemon with an almond, kind of like a fuzzy almond. Maybe you would describe it as slightly powdery. And I've worn this 95 degrees in the summer, 2 or 3 sprays, and I've worn it in the dead of winter, and it's very versatile, but the sweetness and just that beautiful, almost like a lemon meringue pie vibe make it perfect for summer evenings or a date night. If you haven't tried this one, it's one of Mancera's best. And so next up, we've got a clone by Reefs of Tatiana Terenzi Kirke, or Kirk, however you say it. It is a bright, fruity fragrance that's also got some aromatics, and it's also got almost like a honey kind of sweetness. I'm talking about Le Fleur de Passion by Reefs, Le Fleur de Passion. And it is very close to Kirke, which is a strong fragrance in and of itself. And this one is also a strong fragrance. You've got powerful projection and sillage for, 2 or 3 hours, and it's going to last on your skin for quite a while. This one is too sweet and too heavy to wear during the day if you're going to be outside in the summer, but at night, when it cools off a little bit, or if you're on a date night, this one is perfect for a setting like that. Similar to Xerjoff Herba Pura as well. Just a great, great fragrance, but you've got to like super fruity sweetnesses with some heavy sweetness. All right, next up, we've got another one that is similar to Versace Eros. This one's probably somewhere in between like the EDT and the EDP of Eros, and this is a cheapie, a $20 fragrance even on Amazon. This is Guess 1981 Los Angeles. A lot of people know about this fragrance now because it gets you most of what you get with Versace Eros EDT, but it is just tamped down a little bit. It's not quite as in your face. It's not quite as loud, and it's a little more ambery, whereas the original Eros has got that sort of sharp mint and that bright apple, and of course the vanilla. And so it's kind of, if you can imagine a little more ambery, a little more mature version of Versace Eros, that's what you've got right here. Guess 1981 Los Angeles, a fantastic cheapy pickup. Okay, this is number 9, I guess. This one is by Abercrombie & Fitch. Whenever this one came out, it got a lot of hype because it's a fragrance from, one of those mall brands that's really got something going on. I'm talking about First Instinct Extreme by Abercrombie & Fitch. If you can get this out at the rack stores, you can pick up 100 mil, might even be more. Yeah, 100 mil for about 30 bucks, and it's totally worth it. What you're going to get off the opening is some fruitiness from some star fruit. There's also a little bit of a melon vibe that will remind you of the original First Instinct. But then as you move into the dry down, you've got a little bit of fresh spiciness, even a touch of warm spiciness. Although it probably only smells 50 to 60% similar, it reminds me a little bit of Sedley by Parfums de Marly. And so this one is a great pickup for summer evenings, date nights. You could even wear it during the day in the summer, but it does have a little sweetness, so keep that in mind. All right, last up. This one is a fantastic fragrance. When it came out, several big YouTubers called this the best release of, maybe it was 2018 or 2019, somewhere in there. This is a flanker to Coach for Men. This is Coach Platinum. And this thing is glorious. It's about half Dior Sauvage, but what comes with that half is what makes it so attractive. So you've got the Dior Sauvage vibe, but you've also got pineapple on the top and vanilla that permeates the fragrance. And so it's softened dramatically from something like Sauvage EDT, even softened from Sauvage EDP, but the vanilla, which brings in some sweetness, not overpoweringly sweet, and the pineapple, which brings in that bright fruitiness. This is just an attractive, mass-pleasing, beautiful fragrance all the way around. Coach Platinum, a banger for summer evenings, date nights, even during the day, but it's really an all-year-round fragrance. If you like those notes, I think you'll love it. So that's been 10 that are going to just kill it in summer evenings or date nights. But let me know down in the comments, what would you add to the list? And also, please consider subscribing. I've got videos coming out every few days, and I hope you'll join us. I'm Justin. This has been Sillage Scents. I'll see you on the next video.